Let's talk about proactive accountability. What does that really mean in this exchange with my AI partner?
The issue with existing platforms is that they're static, which means that you have to interact with them first before they respond to you. The idea is that our platform is going to remind you and notify you without you necessarily having to check in first.
So you mentioned revenue numbers and users, but also on your roadmap, you showed that you weren't launching the app until later. So what are users paying for right now, and what are you learning talking to users? Working?
Hi, I'm Ane.
I'm Ratika, and we're Drvyn, your proactive AI accountability assistant. This is Isaac. He's a great guy. He plays tennis, volunteers on weekends, and still finds time to excel in school.
Or at least that's what he says. In reality, he's missed 3 tennis lessons this week. Additionally, don't tell anyone, but he also got a C- on his most recent math test.
He has a lot on his plate, and he really tries. But every time he tries to sit down and do something productive, he ends up doom scrolling or unintentionally watching a movie.
But as I'm sure you guys know, Isaac is not the only one. In fact, 80% of students struggle with procrastination, and 88% of students who use productivity apps end up abandoning them within the first 2 weeks.
That's why we're building Drvyn, a proactive AI accountability assistant that keeps users accountable through smart reminders and notifications.
Here's a quick demo video. Isaac is telling Drvyn about his upcoming math test. Over here, Drvyn will then process his input and apply it to his schedule with his other tasks. As you can see, Drvyn allocated a 1-hour study time for him on Saturday. Once Saturday comes, later in the day, Drvyn will check in on Isaac proactively and make sure that he's actually working on his math prep.
Our platform includes 4 key features. First, AI-backed scheduling. The Drvyn AI takes the tasks that you input to create a personalized schedule based on your deadlines, your habits, and your workload.
Number 2, adaptive rescheduling. If something comes up or Isaac misses a task, Drvyn will automatically reschedule his day to make sure that he doesn't fall behind on his plans.
Third, escalating reminders. If you keep canceling it, the Drvyn AI will make sure that you cannot ignore it by sending persistent increasing alerts.
But here's our biggest feature. Number 4, Drvyn reaches out first through proactive accountability.
That means if you fall off track, Drvyn will not let you reach out first. Instead, it will nudge you proactively.
So while other tools help plan your day, Drvyn actually makes sure you follow through.
In just 1 week, we have made 26 pre-orders and generated over $1,200 in revenue.
So let's talk about our business model. For the first MVP, we're offering a 3-month pre-order plan for $50. However, we will be transitioning to a $20 per month subscription. Our main expenses go into API costs, which are costing us $310 for 1,000 users, leaving us with an unbelievable, outstanding 98% profit margin.
But why are we better than our competitors?
Unlike existing tools such as Notion, Reclaim, and Motion, Drvyn is the only platform that is smart, adaptive, proactive, and offers escalating notifications.
Why are we the best team to build this platform? We're building Drvyn because we've lived the problem. We're students. We know what it's like to try and balance everything, and we're driven to build a solution that works best for people just like us.
And as for our future, we're entering a market that's not only sustainable, but also investable. Productivity software is expected to reach a market cap of over $250 billion in the next 10 years. Additionally, Gen Z and millennials are spending $500 a year on productivity software and self-improvement tools. And it's clear that they're always looking for better solutions.
In the short run, by the end of August 2025, we plan to integrate with Google Calendar so that users can sync their real schedule with the Drvyn platform. By the end of September, we plan to launch an iOS app. And by the end of November, we plan to implement a feature where users can share analytics with their friends.
So, We're looking for $50,000, which we will split into 4 main categories: product development, operational costs, marketing, and cloud servers. In conclusion, procrastination is far more common than we think. Students struggle to stay on task, and no available tools keep them accountable for their work.
Drvyn is the proactive AI accountability assistant that fixes this. With Drvyn, users like Isaac regain control, finish tasks on time, and can even watch movies guilt-free. Thank you, and let's put an end to procrastination and stay driven.
Thank you, Team Drvyn. We'll be now moving on to questions from our judges.
All right. Let's talk about proactive accountability. What does that really mean in this exchange with my AI partner?
Yeah, so the issue with existing platforms is that they're static, which means that you have to interact with them first before they respond to you. So you input something and then the platform outputs something. But the idea is that our platform is going to remind you and notify you without you necessarily having to check in first.
Yeah, walk me a little bit through the user experience, or what do you expect behavior-wise from the person using Drvyn?
Yeah.
I saw the demo in the beginning. I have to input, hey, I have a test on Monday. So do I do that for my whole life?
So
point?
Once we integrate with Google Calendar, you're not going to have to manually enter it into Drvyn. You'll be able to keep using the tools that you're familiar with, like Google Calendar. And then Drvyn is going to take those, the things in your schedule and then remind you at certain times to check in and keep you accountable.
Yeah, so essentially the calendar part is it's like its own little thing, and accountability is what we're mainly focusing on. The reason we have the calendar feature is so that we can make scheduling itself a much easier and convenient task for the user. And then we want to sync the calendar to the notification system so that the proactive reminders can sync to the calendar. So when you have something to do, then it'll remind you proactively then.
Yeah, I had some questions. You mentioned revenue numbers and users, but also on your roadmap, you showed that you weren't launching the app until later. So what are users paying for right now, and what are you learning what are you learning about talking to users?
Yeah, sure. Right now we have a website that users obviously pay for that they can use, and that's what we showed on our demo video. The iOS app would be separate, which the iOS app would help us integrate iPhone and computer and iPad and other Apple devices, so you can track productivity across multiple devices instead of just on the Google Chrome.
So what users paid for so far is a 3-month pre-order upon release. So once we release, they'll have full access to our platform for 3 months.
And how much interviewing have you done with those users?
So we talked to them with our market research, and it's clear that they're looking for better solutions compared to modern productivity apps. And based on our research, we've also seen 88% of people who use existing tools leave them within the first 2 weeks.
And the biggest pain points that we found from users from all of our validation surveys is that it's too easy for them to snooze reminders about tasks. So our platform is trying to make that hard and having more persistent alerts.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little curious about that, right? I think I'm guilty of blocking my calendar. Maybe if you use Duolingo, you're getting spammed with tons of alerts, right? And I'm a big procrastinator, right? I might snooze them. I guess I'm trying to understand, right? What are you doing kind of that sets you apart with your persistent reminders, or how are you making them sticky? And then do you have a way to kind of validate that, he did do his math studying Saturday night from 8 to 9 p.m.? How do you ensure that someone actually kind of closes a loop and you get that ROI there?
Yeah, so basically, of course, this is our MVP stage. So right now we just have notifications. The reason why we said that we want to launch into an iOS app or a web app is because by doing that, we'll be able to have more control over what we're able to see from the user. So right now, we have a demo Chrome extension to kind of test if we can view, because the Chrome extension can only view the link. But when we view their screen, then that's how we're going to be able to actually track if they've actually done all the activities that they say they've been able to do.
What's your plan for distribution?
Yeah, so we're currently reaching out to high school students and college students, which are our main target market. But through word of mouth and going outreach, I think we can expand to many people, and social media influencing as well. Because right now we're doing marketing on our own account, but we'll reach out to influencers and mainly through social media.
There's a large demand for high schoolers to be watching people like Gohar. who give people study tips and stuff like that. So we believe that because like you can look at his following, that if we reach out to influencers like this, we can reach a large student audience.
Thank you, Team Drvyn.